Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to the Divine Dojo. My name is Gabriella. Excuse me, I just have to adjust this situation. So today I am doing your reading for April 30th to May 6th. Yes, May 6th. So great week because we have no planets retrograde until Sunday when Pluto retros in Aquarius, but that's more of a collective retrograde, which affects more of the collective than us personally. So we have Mercury out of shadow, Mars is coming out of shadow, and Jupiter will be out of shadow by the end of the week, by Friday, Saturday. On Monday, Mercury is sextile Jupiter, which is a great thing, good for communication and rapid movement and anything that needs to flow in terms of like emails, texting, connections, having conversations, podcasts, whatever, right? And then Tuesday, Venus sextile Pluto. So Venus is about relationships, but also it's in harmony basically, so we can have good outcomes in relationships and having conversations, especially since Monday Mercury is sextiling that Jupiter. So good flowing in communications and good flow with relationships and communicating in relationships. Today the moon is in Cancer. Mars is in Leo in sextile Pluto, and then the moon will be moving into Leo tomorrow. What else? I think that's it. I think that's all the astrology that I want to give you for right now. But this is a beautiful week because it's all engines revved up and ready to go. And, it's like a race, right? We've been all the cars lined up and we've been like revving our engines and or our motorcycle, whatever you want to drive. Boat, what have you, and we've been like sitting there for like 5 months revving our engines ready to go, and now the freaking fucking green flag or checkered flag or whatever it is has the guy has told us to go, and like it's time to get moving, especially since there's great sextiles and aspects that are helping us with our communications and in relationships. So let's get started, Aquarius. I want to start with I want to start with clearing the energy. I'm going to do the tuning fork real quick. I love this tuning fork because I go around my house and like clear, negative juju. Especially if like anybody comes over. I mean, not that I'm having negative people in my house, but you never know. People give the evil eye or have envy and, underlying things, and we just don't want it. We don't want it around us. So I'm going to pull a main catalyst card to start off the reading. Spirit, what can you tell us for Aquarius, Spirit, for this week of April 30th through May 6th? What can you tell us? What message do you have for Aquarius? I might have to split the deck and pull. Oh, maybe no messages, huh? One more time, and if not, oh, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. The flame, beautiful. I love that. Hopefully you can see it. This ring light definitely gives me a lot of glare. Yeah, so you got the flame. I love it. Let's start to pull some tarot and create a story and get a download from Spirit. Hope you guys are doing well. We just had that beautiful new moon in Taurus was just helping us, oh, thank you. All right, let's take those. Well, all right. Which is helping us move forward. You know, like I said, we've just been stagnant for a while. I will take that because I think it's a good one. All right, I think we have enough to start off here. All right. So to start off with, Aquarius, we have the devil. You know, this can be addictions, this can be distractions, this can be, you know, people that are trying to keep us in a negative space, in a negative place, you know, that kind of like chit chat in our ear and like put doubts into our head and keep us chained to, you know, living a small life. Yeah, it might be some temptation out there. Maybe you're tempted to be doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Then we have the Queen of Wands. You know, maybe it's time to, you know, get some courage to move out from that energy or to put up some boundaries if this is a relationship. It doesn't look like a relationship so far, but we'll clarify what's going on. Maybe it's time to, you know, get some courage and get some confidence and, you know, remove yourself from these energies, people, places, and things that are probably not serving your best and highest self. I think that's what the Queen of Wands is telling us to, you know, to do, because she, and then I like that she has the Queen of Wands has the black cat right there, you know, which is the mystical and, you know, intuition. So I like that. And then we have the Hierophant, which tells me also, you know, that maybe like this devil energy is, you know, domineering, and maybe you have been getting tempted and you don't have discipline to like go after what it is your, you know, your goals, or going after your goals or whatever you're trying to put into motion, because the whole collective has been in a way stuck because of the planetary alignments that we've had. A lot of people have felt stuck, you know, and now that these energies are direct and powerful, we can use more confidence, more courage, more self-determination to, you know, kind of set up some boundaries to whatever person, place, or thing that has been either like tempting us or distracting us. It could be distraction, addictions, you know, because this is like that stubborn, stagnant energy that we have been feeling. But to me, it's looking like you're kind of trying to conquer it, and, you know, you're trying to move on with it from those energies, but you're having a hard time because you're all up in your head and, you know, you want to move on. But you're just kind of having a hard time over here with like worry, fear of what's going on or what has been in the past, right? And maybe, you know, things are changing and progressing in a way that you don't necessarily like, but maybe it's because you've been letting this devil energy, you know, kind of take the wheel instead of taking control and having confidence and courage in yourself, right? And don't think of like if you're a male here watching, don't think of the Queen of Wands as like a female energy. It's just energy, which is basically Pisces and Aries energy, right? Yeah, how interesting. Because you are wanting to change and you are wanting to leave behind whatever has been going on over here and trying to get up the courage to move forward. But when you actually finally do, you do get some clarity, you know, and maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need some clarity, some mental clarity, because this right here is a lot of worry and fear, right? This can have us super stuck because we're just ruminating and not taking any action towards, making a change, or, stopping the addictions, or setting some boundaries for, our next chapter. But this, to me, it's like, okay, hopefully, you can get some movement and get the courage to create some clarity and create some movement and have a breakthrough to move towards something new. So let's clarify. What is this about? What is this about, Spirit? What is this about? Clear energy and clear transmission for Aquarius, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, that's more than enough. Thank you. What do we have going on here? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, once you get this mental clarity, or you get a breakthrough, or you start shifting your mindset here, you get a rebirth, right? The Judgment card comes out. I'm gonna tell you, you have the Judgment, the Star, there you are, the Queen of Cups reversed, Cancer, Gemini energy, the Hangman, Neptune energy, the Page of Cups, the Three of Wands upright, and then the Nine of Cups. So you can definitely, like, this is the single person, right? The single happy person that, like, I love his stance. He's just chilling, he's just like, yeah, I'm chilling. I have my cups. I have my wish come true. I'm satisfied with what's going on. I have stability. I'm emotionally balanced. I'm liking where I'm at. And it's beautiful because once you get, rid of all this chatter that's going up in your head, and have the courage to move forward and shift and do something different, there's a reckoning, there's an awakening, there's a shift, there's a major shift that happens, and then you come out, right? The Star, but you have to have faith. You have to, I've been telling everybody, we've been so stagnant in the energies that we're tired, right? We're tired and we're discouraged, but this is not the week to be tired and discouraged. This is the week to fucking go, right? This is the week to work. This is the week to put things in motion. And you need to have some self-trust, because when the Star is reversed, is that, like, we don't trust ourselves. We're insecure. And you need to be more focused and have more of this energy of, like, the Queen of Wands, right? And have forgiveness and forgiveness for what has already been and what has passed, and try to move on and move forward, right? Because then you have the Queen of Cups, but she is reversed. So dealing with your feelings and taking care of yourself and having compassion and self-love for yourself for whatever has transpired here in the past. It seemed like it might have been a relationship, but it can be, maybe it's just something shifting in your circumstance, right? It doesn't seem like it's a lot of, like, love energy, but yeah, a lot of sadness for sure. A lot of sadness that has transpired. But when you love yourself and you give yourself the time to heal and look at things from a different perspective, you definitely do start to get new inspiration, new opportunities, new energy. The Pages is always like a young spirit, right? So they're full of possibility. They're full of happiness. They're the dreamer. They're emotionally, even though they're, you know, a younger kind of energy, they're emotionally stable, even though they're younger, right? So it's getting ourselves emotionally into a good place where we can, you know, have the courage and have the strength to move forward and become the upright star that is, you know, calm and has purpose and has meaning in their life again. You know, if that's how you've been feeling like things have been lost. So yeah, and then when you start to do that, you start to make progress and you start looking at things from a different perspective. There are new horizons and new things on their way right to you. And then eventually you get into this beautiful energy of satisfaction and kind of like, oh, okay, that's over, you know, like I'm okay. You know, you can get through anything that is going to happen this week, basically. You know, there's some stuff going on, but overall it's beautiful. I'm gonna pull a Akashic record card. Well, you know what, before I do that, I actually just want to see what advice can we get from Spirit. Spirit, what advice can we give Aquarius? Yeah, it's like, then you have the teamwork, right? Collaboration, learning from other people, implementing new things. Maybe you're starting something, you know, a new business that you need to collaborate with people on, and, you know, and not get rid of, that's a bad way to say it, but, you know, move on from the old stuff and, you know, start collaborating with new people, or, you know, the people that you have been collaborating with, you know, maybe shifting things to have it be in a new, collaborating in a different way, right? Moving in a different way. Yeah, because it's not a lot of partnership cards. It's mainly like about you. Interesting. I mean, I like the collaboration. What final advice do you have for Aquarius, Spirit? What final advice do you have for Aquarius? One last message for Spirit. Too many. Crazy. One last message. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What does this say? Yeah, when you come out of this, there's definitely a celebration, you know, feeling like you're up again. You know, it might take some time. It might take some time, but this week, you know, you'll start to see some movement. You'll definitely start to see some movement this week, you know, because there's a lot of like moving on kind of cards, and, you know, looking forward to things, and, you know, being satisfied and happy and collaborating with people, and like celebrating too. Recognition, victory, you know, having some self-confidence. I like that. I like that a lot, Aquarius. So yeah, so now I'm going to pull some Akashic Records cards, Oracle deck, and an angel number, and we'll read the flame because I think it's important. So what does it say? Have faith. Yeah, have faith. Have faith that, you know, you'll get to this space of like contentment and happiness, and, you know, there's new opportunities, creative opportunities, and, you know, looking at things from a different perspective. And there's definitely going to be some movement this week, you know, and collaboration with people and celebration. Definitely. It says, have faith. It's not always easy to have faith and trust that everything is going to be okay. Yet still, you must do exactly that, because when you have faith, your life will begin to flow in magical ways that you never imagined were possible. Love it. All right, one angel number, and we'll read the flame. Yeah, and the flame just reminds me too, you know, of like, reminds me of you, right? You are the flame, you are the star, you are the one who has to light it up and, you know, light your life back up, right? Nobody else can do it for us. And it looks to me like when you collaborate and you meet up with people and, you know, celebrate that, you know, you will have, not that you don't have joy, but, you know, you will have joy and you'll be content and you'll be happy. And it's time to turn the page on whatever it was that was happening for you personally this week, you know. But it looks like there's some movement, and it looks like there'll be some celebratory times and collaborating with people. So yeah, it's just having a positive outlook and, you know, being emotionally balanced and looking at things maybe from a different perspective. So I like that. Give me. I don't know why that popped in my head. When angel number 4, Aquarius spirit. I'll take these 2 because that's too many. You got 2. So interesting. 888 and 777. So we'll read 777. It says manifested wisdom. It says this message finds you in a time of uncertainty. Yeah. Yet assured that you will emerge victorious. That you will emerge victorious from any challenges you face. Remember, you possess valuable life experience and wisdom that can inspire others. And sharing this wisdom will require enthusiasm and effort, but will make a meaningful impact. Yeah, the enthusiasm and effort, you know, like the enthusiasm coming from like this young kind of lighthearted spirit, and effort with the queen, you know. Yeah, and then so that was 777, and then 888. It says karma. Abundance is on the way, and it extends beyond just financial wealth. This is a reminder that true fortune encompasses all aspects of life. If you don't appreciate those around you today, they may not be there tomorrow. Take responsibility for your actions and use this awareness to unlock your greatest potential. Yeah, it's time to have, you know, the reverse come up right for you, Aquarius. Definitely. So let's read the flame and we'll call it a day. Yeah, it seems like a good week ahead. You know, some temptation and something's going on out there that's going to try to, like, you know, hijack your energy or try and cross some boundaries there. But, you know, you got to rein it in. You got to rein it in and, you know, not be tempted by that damn devil that tempts us all, right? We all have our thing that we're tempted by. The flame. The fire, the spark, the glimmer. It says in Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame as at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift, which it is. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire. To cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten and protect the flame, no matter how harshly the winds around you blow, the devil. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light its wick. It's likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. Yeah. All right, Aquarius, light your flame. You are the star, you know. And with Pluto being in your sign, this is the final thing I say is, you know, it's time to revolutionize your life. Definitely, you know, changes are coming, and the Aquarius is the star and the rebel all at once in one. And it's time, you know, we're seeing revolutions, but we're gonna see more of it happening. So it's time to revolutionize your life. All right, that was it. I love you so much, Aquarius. Blessings. Have a wonderful week.